Welcome to the Cripescast. I'm your host, Charlie Barons. We are powered by Everlight Solar, and here's this week's episode. Folks, welcome to the Cripescast Billy Deuce edition. For those of you who watch my videos, you know that Bill Doucette is my good friend and buddy, and we've collaborated on a bunch of videos. Most recently, we did the price of eggs. Bill, I gotta say, you play a very convincing drug dealer.
Thank you. Thank you.
And also, folks, before I get into it here with Billy Deuce, I am on tour. I will see you. I got shows coming up in Seattle on 3/6, Portland 3/7, Eugene 3/8, 3/21, St. Louis, Cedar Rapids 3/22, Omaha 3/23, Charlotte 3/28, Tysons, Virginia 3/30, Knoxville 4/10, Jacksonville 4/12. Leroy Butler's going to be at that Jacksonville show, so we'll see you guys on the road.
And I'll be on the Pacific Northwest dates.
Yes, you will.
Looking forward to that.
Come see us there, ladies and gents.
I was never a drug dealer, but I definitely have a lot of experience from the other side of it.
You were a drug purchaser?
Yeah, I was a patron. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
There's been some drug buying.
Okay.
So that gave me an insight on the dealing.
Yeah, you're going right off. I wanted to have a nice, fun conversation about eggs, and you went right to your drug use.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Were you a little pothead in high school?
Definitely. And you and I are of the generation when, we remember everybody had bought into like the DARE thing. And so pot was like a drug.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to get it from, Steve's older brother, and you paid a lot for a little. And now you can just go to the store.
Now you can just go. Well, you can go to the Illinois store.
You can go to Illinois. That's
or
right.
Iowa.
Or Iowa.
Or
Basically,
Minnesota.
every state that surrounds Wisconsin.
We are the island of no fun.
It's like, I could imagine the Wisconsin government passing that, and they're like, okay, and do we still want all our money for that to leave the state this year? Okay, great. Right. Old-fashioned thinking? Old men making decisions? Yeah, okay, good.
Yep, that's how we do it here. It's been legal in Boston a while.
It has, yeah. Boston probably legalized it I think the year we first legalized it was 2016, and then because it's a thing being implemented by potheads and the government, the rollout was horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, you can't combine two more questionable groups to launch something like that.
It took forever, and there were 2 stores at first, but now now they're everywhere.
They figured it out.
Mm-hmm, pretty much, yeah.
We grew up, for those who don't know, we met each other in high school, and Bill has always been a musician since I known him. Bill, I got to tell you, I still remember this song that you did in high school. It's called The Rock and Roll Afterlife, I think.
Yes.
Can you play that for the folks?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Yeah. I remember being in the back of your car.
That would have been my 1985 Buick.
Okay.
I think.
Sounds about right.
It had those nice plush seats, and it had the top of the car. It was all pinned up, because it got hot. It would get hot in those Buicks, and then the glue that held the felt to the top would start coming down on you, so you had to tack it up.
Maybe the fumes from the melting glue were actually part of the inspiration of this song. But in the back of your car, and there were a bunch of other dudes in the car, but you were just loving this song.
I did. I loved it.
I'll play it for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Copyright Bill Doucette. 2003. Tommy took a pencil and his guitar, grabbed a notebook, said, I'm gonna be a star. He's got too much dreaming on the mind. Time moves faster than a bullet train, reminiscing about better days. Where were you come the harder times? Well, time grew old and Tom grew up, had a family of 5 and a pickup truck. Whatever happened to his rock and roll? He said, I remember 6 strings lighting up and listening, talking about the days to come. I said, Tommy boy, I don't ever want to be that someone. You've got broken dreams and memories, falsitudes and member fees, reminders of the things you lost. Is a family man persona really worth the cost? And I'll see you when dark is light. Yeah, I'll see you where the harmonies are always right. And I'll see you when the sound guy says goodnight. Yeah, I'll see you in the rock and roll afterlife.
Just like I remember it, Bill. What a tune, huh?
Yeah, and then he kills himself at the end. Writing songs about suicide in the back of Charlie's car at 16 years old.
Oh man, it's wild the things that you write as kind of a teenager. Seems like you lived a lot of life by the time you were 16 there, Bill.
Yeah, it's like I think there's a lot of, like I was saying, you look back at songs you wrote at a young age and they were a bit ambitious or a little bit almost pretentious in that you haven't had those life experiences. And a lot of people sort of discount the opinions of young people because we haven't had those experiences, but we're awake to them and we see them and we see other people's. So a lot of times I look back at songs I wrote at a young age and I'm sort of impressed with, there was a little wisdom in there.
Mm-hmm.
That particular song is, God, probably, how old am I? It's probably 20 something years old,
That's wild, man. Yeah. So did you, did you think that at that point, sort of it's kind of, it feels like, what's that one song, about like, they have a band like Tony got married.
Yes. It is derivative of a lot of things. And then I would hear songs and yeah, got my first real 6-string. Yeah. Bought it at the 5 and dime. Yeah, it's like that, or it's a little bit like little one guitar. It was a sold out show.
Oh yeah.
Bought himself a 6-string. He could play real good. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And then, so you kind of played music for a while. You went being like a music engineer, right? You do some of that stuff.
Yep, I do recording, engineering, recording studio stuff. That's kind of what I was doing, making my living doing that and producing and all that before.
Still does it. Billy Deuce got a studio right here in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
If you need a recording done, hit him up.
Yeah. Yep. Charlie is my landlord. Charlie and I are in on this recording studio together, and we'll have to do like a Cripescast from there when it's ready to be presented.
Yeah, we probably should have done this one from there, but
yeah. Well, we'll do a follow up maybe. That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun because I like playing music quite a bit, and I just don't do it enough. But it's fun to get over there and do it. But since then, Bill, you've kind of sort of become you've had a long, winding career to get to comedy. And one thing that I don't think we've ever brought up here is you are a child. You're a children's music songwriter, right?
Yes.
Sounded weird coming off.
I thought you were going to say I am a child, which is also true. But yeah, for about 12 years, a little more than that, I was.
Still are, right?
Yeah, I still do children's music. Not my own original, but like for about 12 years, I was in a children's music band. Stacey Peasley is the name of the artist, and I was in her band.
What's the name of the band?
The Stacey Peasley Band.
I could have guessed.
Yep. And I was the guitarist and backup vocals. And she and I would write a lot of the songs together. Usually she would write the lyrics and the basic, sort of chord progression. And then I would get in there and sort of arrange the song and the instrumentation and record the instruments. And
you're like you're like the Jerry Garcia. She's the Robert Hunter.
Yes. With less acid.
Okay, got it.
Less acid. Still a little bit of acid, but not, like kids, like little,
Microdose.
Yeah, like a little half a tab, like a baby tab.
Give us a taste. Not of the acid of the song.
Sure. I was going to say. So I think Stacy's biggest tune is probably Soapy Bubbles. Soapy soap. Let me see if I can sing it in her pitch.
Soapy Bubbles.
Soapy, soapy bubbles in my tubby. Soapy, soapy bubbles in my bath.
I like this.
Soapy, soapy bubbles in my tubby. Soapy, soapy bubbles in my bath.
Look, I got a bubble mustache, Bill.
Everybody picture Charlie in the tub. Charlie, put your submarine away. When it's tubby time, I always feel so fine. Playing in the bubbles is a delight. Always feels so good. I don't remember these words. Na, 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 tomorrow night. Soapy, soapy bubble. Good, Charlie. In my tub. Show me your bubbles, Charlie.
Look at the bubbles. I'm blowing them in your face. There you go.
In my bed.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice song.
I used to always have names for all the songs that were not appropriate.
Oh, really?
So that one is...
Wait. Let me guess. Soapy Bubbles. It's not Soapy Buttholes, is it?
Soapy Buttholes.
Bill.
Soapy, soapy buttholes in my bed. So you can see why my children's music career is never going to take off personally. But
Well, you brought up acid and soapy buttholes within minutes of talking about.
But if you have little kids, you and I don't, that we know of, but if you do, check out Stacey Peasley Band. I think you'll really enjoy. There's a ton of original music, and it's great for kids, and it's fun for adults too, because the music is good. We put effort into making the music itself actually really good as well. So,
well, that's great.
Yes.
Bill, one thing that I really enjoy working with you is you got a lot of great impressions. You do Bob De Niro, you do David Attenborough, you do the Beatles. You do the Beatles pretty good. A little
bit, yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite impression to do and why?
That's a really good question, man. I don't know. You guys give me a lot of credit for impressions. And I don't feel as confident in them as you guys do. But
well, maybe that's where it starts, Bill.
People say I sound like Phil Collins when I sing.
Oh, yeah. Bill Collins.
Yes. Actually, I've been thinking about doing a tribute, Bill Collins.
You should. That would be great. Like Bill Collins. Like let's take a Bill or a Phil Collins song, and then you do it as Bill Collins. What's a Phil Collins song? I don't even know.
You'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart.
You do sound like
from
Bill.
From this day on, now and forevermore.
That's really good.
Thank you.
What would Bill Collins sound like?
Dude, I need to fart. Yes, dude, I need to fart. People have also said Cat Stevens a little bit.
Oh, yeah. What's a Cat Stevens song? Like Cat in the Cradle or something?
Yeah. I don't know the Cat Stevens one. But I also was thinking of a tribute, Fat Stevens. And I do a Cat Stevens tribute.
What would that be like?
Be like Fat Stevens.
What would it do? Like?
Oh, I need the chords. Dude, I'm so dependent on the chord sheets.
I'll give you the chords. What song? Cat in the Cradle?
There it is. Yeah, but that chord, the song Wild World, there's so many chord changes in that.
Wild World? I know that.
Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile, girl. That's it.
That's it.
Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile, girl. So a lot of people would say, oh, you sound like Cat Stevens.
So what would Fat Stevens do in that situation?
Ooh, baby, baby, let's get some pie, girl. Take my motorized wheelchair to the aisle, girl. Ooh, baby, baby, I love pie, girl. Let's go to the ice cream shop for a while.
Very PC.
Thank
I
you.
like it. I like it. How about Bob De Niro doing Bob Dylan?
You know what's funny about the Bob De Niro impressions? It's like, it's so dependent on the face that I don't think the sound, you know, like if you're watching this, no, that's good. You know, no, you, now you got a gift, you know. This, I don't know if the voice is as good as the face, you know?
I think they're both pretty good.
No.
Can you even sing?
You blow it.
Can you even sing like that?
Sing like Bob De Niro?
Yeah.
Bob,
yeah.
I don't know. What's a Bob Dylan song I would know?
Mr. Tambourine Man.
Hey,
Or Blowing in the Wind.
Mr. Tambourine. What are those called? Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me.
You got it.
I'm not deep, na 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 na. Is that it?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. No, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy. I got no place to go. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man. You gonna play a song for me? I'm not sleepy. I got nowhere to go.
Isn't Mr. Tambourine Man about like his cocaine dealer or something?
You would know better than me.
I think it's about a drug dealer.
Here's about how far I can get into a Bob Dylan song.
Okay.
Ready? The skip button is jammed into my CD player.
He did that. He did do like Lay Lady Lay though. He went kind of Kermit the Frog.
That's the weirdest thing about Bob Dylan is he could sing and he chose not to.
Well, why do you think that was?
There's also, what's the one? The man in me will do nearly any task. As for compensation, there's a little he would ask. If you listen to him, he's singing and you're like, oh, Bob, you write good songs, sing in them.
Well,
but he goes, wait, I got a better. Check this voice out. Oh, you got it. Okay, guys, should I sing it like this? Okay. The man in me will do. Oh, that's really good, Bob. No, but check this out. They went with the second one. I can't do Bob Dylan. I appreciate the songwriting. He's a great songwriter, but he's one of those dudes that every song that someone else did of his, like the band would do Bob Dylan songs, and they're amazing and they're beautiful because they're like sung beautifully. With him, I don't know what it is. I can't get past the vocal.
Yeah, I mean, he's got. Did you see the movie?
Not yet. I want to.
I saw it. I liked it. I thought it was really good.
I do have it's not that I don't like Bob Dylan, or it's like, I like the songs. There's some absolutely a respect and appreciation, but I can't do the voice.
Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
If someone has a gathering, I'll watch it, but I have all like streaming services.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't pay to watch it.
Yeah. I
don't even know who's in it.
Are you kidding me, dude?
No, who's in it?
You have no idea who's in it. Take a guess.
Kendrick Lamar. And I know the halftime show will be someone who's semi-popular now and then just a really weird, like, one of the Backstreet Boys is going to be dancing too. Or like, they always have like a guy who's like, that guy?
Yeah.
It's like, here's Lady Gaga and Vanilla Ice,
Yeah. I think, I don't know who's doing the halftime show. But I know that the Chiefs are playing, Bill.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are playing against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, go Birds.
Yeah, you used to live in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I used to live on the main line outside of Philadelphia.
Why do they talk like it's almost like a East Coast surfer?
It's a weird accent in Philly. I can't really do it. No, I'm going to get in and get a Hagee. Yeah, can I get a glass of water to wash down this crown? Yeah, I just ate a crown. Can I get a glass of water?
What's a crown?
A crayon.
A crayon?
I remember being a little boy in elementary school, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna draw with our crayons now." I'm like, what? We're going to draw with our crayons. You got water in your ears?
What's weirder, the Philly accent or the Midwest accent?
The Philly one, because it's like this amalgamation of like Southern maybe and New York.
How do they get that?
I don't know. It's really weird. And what's funny is a lot of people can't really hear it. A lot of people will hear a person from Philadelphia and it's like, I go, isn't that a weird accent? And they're like, I don't hear it.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you listen to someone from Philly, like, or that area, like Kevin Bacon, when he talks in interviews.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Kramer, Jim Kramer from Mad Money, the finance guy.
Yeah.
He's got a thick one.
Really?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon interview. Let me see.
He's from the Philly area, I believe.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, I found it. Hang on. Here's Kevin Bacon.
Philly definitely has a kind of like don't mess with me sort of vibe. And certainly, you know, growing up, there were times when really not out of any kind of courage, but really out of terror, I would have to put that face on if I was walking around in the hopes that I was going to, you know, stave off an attack.
Hey, if it works for you, if you have a face that can defend you,
I don't know.
Good for you. I don't have that. Do you ever slip into a Philly accent when you're talking to people?
Oh yeah. My friends will tell me, what just happened? How come you're just talking like that? All of a sudden you're going like, what's going on with you? Yeah, I do. It's a weird accent because nobody really does it. You know, like people don't do, you don't grow up hearing it in movies. You know, you hear Boston, you hear New York, you know, everyone grew up with, you know, whatever, The Godfather and, you know, all the Scorsese stuff.
Yeah, you never hear the Philly accent, but it's a very real one. It's as unique as Boston, if not even a little more so, but it's just, I don't know. It's because it sounds a little Southern and like you said, a little surferish sometimes, like, you know, you know, going down to the main. Yeah, I'm going to go we're going over to King of Prussia Mall. We're going to get some water, go out and get a hoagie. And then me and Jim are just going to go play like some basketball down at the gym.
Down at the gym. Oh yeah. Down at the gym over there.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the Midwest accent?
I do like the Midwest accent. It's very, calming.
Oh yeah, that's just really soothing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, people are just like this. The accent in it's funny how accents match the personalities. Like the Philly accent, it's a little gruff, a little bit impatient, and a little bit, you know. And the Boston accent is a little scary, and as are those people. You know, if you've been to Philly or Boston, especially a sports game, it's like yikes.
Now we've done comedy for a while, and you grew up doing music, but you also grew up doing comedy. And you recently found a bunch of tapes.
Oh yes,
of like our friends doing some sketches. Have you gotten a chance to go through those tapes yet?
They're being digitized. They're probably done, but yeah, I found.
Where are they being digitized?
At the Natick Mall in Massachusetts.
Okay, and can they send you a thing?
They're going to ship them to me.
When are they doing it?
I should probably check my email. They're probably done. They might be shipping them to my parents' house. I'll check.
Oh,
but I've got, probably 20 tapes from like, probably 5th grade through 9th grade. We would make, and during that time, like some of the tapes are from my Philadelphia friends. We would make like war movies.
Yeah.
In Valley Forge Park. Which the park rangers love when you're running around a national park dressed as Nazis and having toy guns. By the way, we weren't all dressed as Nazis, okay, before this goes in a different direction. They were the bad guys, and some of us were dressed as Americans.
Okay? You have to clarify that these days because there's a lot of people being like, were they that bad? Yeah, they were actually that bad.
My parents were not allowing us to do like a Third Reich cosplay thing.
They had morals with it.
There were bad guys and good guys.
Got it. Thanks for clarifying.
Was my mom concerned when I asked her to order 10 German army helmets for me? Maybe.
What's your favorite sketch you guys did?
When we got into like 7th and 8th grade, when I moved to Milwaukee and I met, Mike Feldman, Austin Bauer, a lot of those mutual friends of ours. It was real weird. So this is why I have to go through these tapes and before anyone sees them.
Well, you just had some company digitize all them. So.
I know. And I asked if they watched them And they said, not really. And I said, don't. I said, if you can, don't.
Yeah.
I said, they're not like sex tapes or anything, but I don't know what's on them. And they also said we can watch them and label them from what we think would be the best labels. I said, don't worry about that. Just plug them into the machine, turn them into digital.
What were you afraid they were going to see?
I mean, there's one sketch it's actually called Bad Santa. And it's years before the movie Bad Santa.
Wow, you guys were ahead of your time.
And all it is me in a Santa costume being verbally abusive to the children who come to see me. Physically abusive, maybe. So there are tapes that are for my eyes only until I get them.
Got it. You should recut those into sketches and put those up.
We'll see what's on there. Because we were our biggest inspirations at the time were probably like Jackass.
Yep.
And, whatever else. So we were, the big warning at the beginning of Jackass was like, do not attempt to do this at home, blah, 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 blah. And you remember when we were all in 7th grade, we watched one episode of Jackass.
Like, let's give it a go.
We're outside in a grocery cart rolling down a hill into the woods, right away.
Yeah.
But no, there's some good ones. A lot of war stuff. There's the balls we had as kids was impressive. So there's a whole episode where, and I believe this was for school. Now I had sort of like taken my own approach. I don't think they said go out there and do this for school, but I went out and I was dressed as a superhero and I had a sidekick with me who was my cameraman. And we were called STD Man and STD Boy. We were superheroes. We went to the Pick and Save in Brookfield, stood outside and interviewed adults about STDs.
Are you kidding me?
No. And so we have those tapes.
What would you do?
So we were studying STDs and we were supposed to do a project about it. Yeah. And I somehow was able to decide I was going to do this as my project. Now, I don't think my teachers knew what was coming. But yeah, I was dressed as STD Man and I was like in a superhero suit with like STD on my chest. And then STD Boy was in a Robin outfit, like Batman and Robin.
What was STD Boy?
But STD Boy just had STD over his Robin emblem.
Okay.
And people would come out and I was like, ma'am, hello, my name is STD Man. This is my sidekick, STD Boy. We are studying STDs and we would like to ask you, have you or anyone you know ever had an STD? And then, and what do you think the most dangerous STD is? And you'd have people just answering us. They just caught dead. They're like, I'm sorry. I'm like, STDs. What do you think? Well, I haven't had any STDs, but they're dangerous. You got to be careful. We'll get the tapes.
We got to post that.
We'll get the tape. We'll see if I can get them in time. You can put a picture of STD Man on screen.
That's
I don't
great.
remember what I got as a grade on the project, but
yeah, I can guess. You're a big war guy though. And actually, a big history buff in general. And so I want to test your history knowledge. Is that okay?
Yeah. Can I do a Robert Kennedy here and switch out my
switch out your Zen?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna do it as discreetly as he did. Ready?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Yes, I think we should bring the plague back. But we should shut down all the Kentucky Fried Chickens. Sorry. Don't get too political here.
You got to do your RFK impression.
No. You know what? You would like to do an impression of him.
Yeah.
And you want to, but because it's like a medical thing.
What does he have?
He has something that causes him to talk like that.
Tim Dillon has a very good RFK.
Just try it.
Well, because it's physical, it's I had a worm eating my brain, and I took the worm out of my head, and I raised it to be my assistant. And so most of my ideas are actually the ideas of the worm in my brain. I think we should bring back bloodletting as the primary source of healthcare. I think we should have let polio run its course.
Senator, you don't really think we should have let polio run its course? The Republicans is trying to clean up all this stuff. Senator, you really don't think we should bring polio back, do you?
I think that polio was a good thing, and we misinterpreted it.
Senator, what you're saying is that polio is a terrible disease, and that one you definitely would agree we don't want to get rid of that vaccine because, Mitch McConnell actually had polio, and he's...
With all due respect, I think that we had polio solved with the iron lung machine. We didn't need a cure.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay. I need to get home and feed my brain worm. He only likes pieces of my brain, so I have to cut one out. I'll answer more questions tomorrow.
That's good.
Thank you. With the dangerous things he's doing, he kind of deserves it, but
Well, I don't even know what it is.
What he has something that causes him to talk like that. So you don't want to make fun of people for that, but at the same time, it's like, Jesus, man, go away with the Kennedys already.
Spasmodic dysphonia.
Yeah, dysphonia.
Which causes involuntary spasms in the muscles of his vocal cords, resulting in a strained, raspy, and sometimes strangled sound when he speaks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Well, you do an impression of somebody that has a disability. You don't want to not make fun of them because then you're actually marginalizing them.
Exactly.
I think. But here's my opinion on the Kennedys, if we could for a second. Being a New Englander. Yeah. Having at one point been really obsessed with JFK as a kid for some reason. I had books on him. I built a model of PT-109. I was really into JFK. And in New England and in Massachusetts in particular, the Kennedys are like royalty, like the name, it holds a certain esteem.
Sure.
As it does nationally. Mm-hmm. But it's time to be done with the Kennedys. It's long since time to be done with the Kennedys. There's no good ones left. They're all gone. And now you've got these wackos clinging onto the name. And for some reason, we're like, oh, Kennedy. It's like, they're all gone.
Well,
they're all gone. One of them, his plane went down in the ocean. One of them, skied into a tree. All the good ones find a way to delete themselves. You know what I mean?
I think you look at the history of it though, and Joe Kennedy, he got his money. He was he was short in the stock market, wasn't he?
They were a crime family, essentially. Yeah. Bootlegging, all that stuff. And we just turn a blind eye to it. But the whole Kennedy fixation, I just don't get it.
Well, it's just, people, it's like a celebrity obsession.
It is. It's the closest we've had to a royalty, I think, to people was like the Kennedys because they were so young and good looking and interesting. They were a fascinating couple, JFK and Jackie.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like every Kennedy, though, was tied up in some questionable political stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, Teddy Kennedy, good Lord.
But I don't know where they're really scraping the bottom of the Kennedy barrel here.
All right. Moving on from the Kennedys, your U.S.
I'm on a death list now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, if you want to power your house and help save the planet, go on. Oh, thank you for the song, Billy. Go to everlightsolar.com. You can get those solar panels on your roof. It can save you money.
Everlight Solar can save you money. Everlight Solar can save you money. Everlight Solar can save you money today.
And the planet too.
And the planet too.
Check out your free consultation, everlightsolar.com. And folks, I got to tell you, if you want your Midwest merch, Billy Deuce, where did they go? Here's a hint, manswalkminute.com.
Manitowalkminute.com.
Right now, we've got Keep Removing Bandanas when you spend $55 or more with the code HEARTS. We got the new Barron's Old Fashioned Life tees. We've got Brandy Muskie glasses back in stock. They've sold out twice already, so get them here. And Valentine's Day, it's right around the corner. All kinds of gifts for your loved ones. Hoodies, glassware, books, games, hats, socks, and tickets to the tour to make Valentine's Day great. Check it out. Mantalkman.com. U.S. history quiz. What was the first 4th of July celebration to use fireworks? Was it 1777, 1799, 1876, or 1800?
To use fireworks.
Yep.
1800?
Nope, 1777. How many signatures are on the Declaration of Independence? 50, 26, 56, or 13?
Oh my God.
These are tough ones.
These are tough. What were my options again?
It's 56. Don't worry about it.
So I think the 13 would be to mislead you to think 13 colonies.
Yeah.
Picturing the Declaration of Independence, there's a lot of signatures.
There is. Who's got the biggest one?
John Hancock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also got that big tomb.
He was just like
yeah.
Huge.
Why do some people have really big signatures? What do you think that means?
I think you know.
Okay.
They have a lot of paper, so they don't have to worry about how big their handwriting is.
Who is the oldest person to sign the Declaration of Independence? Was it John Adams, Ben Franklin, John Hancock, or Josiah Bartlett?
The oldest person?
Oldest.
Ben Franklin?
Yep, you got it. How many times does the Liberty Bell get symbolically tapped every Independence Day? Is it 13, 1, 50, or 76? Has to do with the colonies.
13.
Yeah, 13. What type of bird did Benjamin Franklin want as the national symbol instead of the eagle?
The turkey.
The turkey, yes, sir. Which New York City landmark stands at a symbolic 1,776 feet tall?
Statue of Liberty?
No, World Trade Center.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even been there yet.
I knew that. I've been there. Which U.S. president was first to appear on television?
JFK.
Nope.
Nixon.
Nope.
Eisenhower.
Nope.
Truman.
No.
Wait.
He stood up.
Oh. FDR?
Yep.
Can I just say the first presidential debate on television was JFK versus Nixon? And the reason that JFK won is because he looked better on TV.
He looked smoking hot.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I look really good on television. Nixon looks like a sweaty old bastard, and I looked awesome.
What would JFK say about RFK Jr.?
He is a good man. He's got a good heart, but he is a moron. And there's one in every family. That's not a good Kennedy at all.
Nah, it's not bad. Which of these people was the founder of the Standard Oil Company? Henry Ford, Carnegie, Rockefeller, or Vanderbilt?
It's either Carnegie, Vanderbilt, or Rockefeller. Oil, you said? I'm going to say Rockefeller.
You got it. Okay. Which was the first established colony in the U.S.? Plymouth, Roanoke, New Hampshire, Jamestown.
I want to say Roanoke.
Jamestown.
Fuck.
God, dude, you're failing your test here.
Know.
How long did the Civil War last? 18 months, 5 years, 4 years, 8 years?
5 or 8. 8 years.
4 years.
The Civil War was only 4 years?
Yeah.
I'm looking like a real idiot. Bill loves history.
We're moving into the impressions portion of the show. If Bob De Niro was your fast food employee, I'll be in the drive-thru. Culver's. Hey, how's it going? I just want to get a double butter burger. Do you guys have the walleye in, actually?
What's the matter with you?
I just wanted the walleye.
You want a walleye?
Yeah.
How about a black guy? Get the fuck out of here. Welcome to Delicious.
If David Attenborough went to see a therapist. So, David, how have you been recently?
The male wakes up in the morning and has a difficult time urinating.
Okay.
He stands at the toilet and pushes hard, only to relieve small, spurted streams of urination.
Now, David, I noticed that when you're talking about yourself, you tend to talk in third person, and you're not even talking about yourself. You identify yourself as the male, not even you personally. What's that about?
The male species is impervious to your line of questioning. The male needs to get up and urinate right now.
Well, if you must urinate, you can go do that, certainly. How is your sex life recently?
The male practices celibacy due to his unreliable genitalia.
How do you feel about potentially them revoking the Endangered Species Act?
I think that it is a terrible thing that they would remove the endangered species.
I sound more like RFK now.
No, you're getting it.
I'm not worried about endangered species. Most endangered species are actually delicious. The last dragon that ever lived is on my wall, and I killed it and I left it on the doorstep of someone I knew because I thought it would be funny.
Morgan Freeman talking about the New Jersey drones.
They never did find out who the drones were. I can't really do Morgan Freeman. You guys like it, though. They never did find those drones.
Forrest Gump going to the strip club.
From that day on, if I was spending money, it was at the strip club. My mama says strip clubs are good. You go to a strip club, spend all your money. Got nothing to show for it.
Forrest, did you ever make it rain at the strip club?
Only God can make it rain.
Joe Biden meeting Chapel Roan.
Who? Joe Biden meeting who?
Chapel Roan.
Come on. I don't even know who this is. Gotta be going to a chapel. Go to a church. I'll meet this woman. Gotta get your facts straight, Jack. I'm gonna go outside and meet a person. I'm gonna go to the chapel. Come on, man. I'm gonna walk off this stage, walk into a wall. What is wall doing here? Get your facts right.
And hey, we're going to do it. We're going to meet Chapel Roan. It's going to be good for the economy. And hey, listen.
Come on.
Listen. And hey, listen.
Get your facts right. Listening to him is kind of startling because he does like the,
Adam, hey, guess what? I could have beaten Trump, but they put Kamala in because they thought I was.
Oh, where am I? Got a microphone.
Boston Dad versus Midwest Dad talking about, and you can pick the price of eggs, traffic, or the Grammys.
Traffic, maybe?
You know, I tell you, I'm just, I'm going out there, okay? And these people, we got these people from Illinois, and they're driving like they got their head up their keister. You know?
Yeah, right. No, we got a lot of people driving in Boston that are just driving like freaking, you can't say the word anymore, but, you know. It starts with I.
Oh, geez Louise. Yeah, no, that's a no-go.
So you guys got traffic up there in Canada? You got enough people driving cars? You got traffic?
Yeah. Well, we're actually not in Canada. We're in Wisconsin. And we're far. You have to cross.
Wait, Wisconsin's not part of Canada?
No, it's not, actually. We got to cross Lake Superior to even get into Canadian territory. Yeah.
Oh my God. I always thought Wisconsin was part of Canada.
No Mounties here.
But you guys got traffic. You guys got enough guys that.
Well, it's a lot of people from Illinois, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Illinois is also not part of Canada?
Yeah, no. Illinois, no, that's Chicago. I mean, that's, you know.
Oh, Chicago's not a state.
No.
So Illinois is the state that Chicago is in?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I got to get a map, kid.
Oh, yeah.
Honest to God, like if it's not part of New England, like I don't know shit about it.
I'll send you a map, actually. Would you like to try my casserole, too? I'll put that in the mail if you'd like. I got one frozen here. I can put it on dry ice, send it over to you.
Yeah, you can send it. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to eat it, but, you know, go ahead and send it.
Yeah, I'll send it over. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll try it.
So are you a fan of the Patriots there? Because if you don't remember, you know, Packers beat the Patriots back in the 90s for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
Right. The Packers beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl in 97, 98?
Yeah, 97.
And then how many have they won since then?
We've won one.
Okay, so all right, so just that one and then one.
Yeah.
And then the Patriots, I think over the following 24 years after that, probably won.
You could fill up over a hand, I think. Yeah. But you guys had Tom Brady. I mean, we were dealing with Aaron Rodgers there for a while.
You were dealing with the Mushroom King.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? He seemed to have learned his lesson and like his attitude has totally changed and he's like wicked, you know, likable now and stuff.
Yeah. Totally likable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who he's playing for these days. He kind of screwed the pooch with the Jets, you know.
I think you're going to see Aaron Rodgers doing commentating real soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think's going to hire him to do that?
Probably Joe Rogan or maybe some of the spokesmen for ayahuasca.
Yeah. That's good.
Have you ever done ayahuasca?
No, I haven't done ayahuasca. No.
I haven't either. I want to. Tell you that much. Have you ever done ayahuasca?
No, Hannah hasn't done it either.
Sounds like the whole staff. We should all do it someday.
Yeah, I don't know that I really want to sponsor that. But
Sponsor it.
you'll sponsor it?
Yeah. Through you.
You'll be
You'll be in my heart.
such a hard T on that. Do you know what bird this is?
That is a spotted cock.
No, it's actually a loon. We call it a duck in a tux.
A loon. We have those in New England.
Do you?
If you're on Lake Winnipesaukee, you'll hear some loons.
Can you do a loon impression? Your best loon impression?
No, I can't. But what is it about the loon that everybody's like, shut up? Like all other birds, nobody cares. But when the loon is like, quiet, it's a loon.
My cousin Tom can do an amazing loon.
Malloy?
Tommy Malloy can do like, I got to figure out if I can find this thing.
Because the loon is not a rare bird, is it?
It's getting more rare. It's actually endangered because, well, I don't think it's technically endangered, but you know what's messing with its habitat are those wake boats. Those things like that people surf behind.
Oh.
It messes with it erodes the shoreline, which is where they nest.
The loons.
The loon. Yeah. I can't find this video. Bummer.
I made that sculpture actually.
You made this?
Actually,
Oh, wow.
I meant to do that. I meant to do a shout out. Hannah Milos, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for your own custom Mashade loon, reach out to Hannah Milos. Hannah, shout out your Instagram.
That is really good.
My Instagram is milos.png.
Milos.png. Really?
Milos.png. I've been saying Milos, so I'm glad we.
You
talked
and
about
everyone else.
And you don't have an H, or you do?
No second H in my first name.
Hanna Milos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been working together?
Well, Milos. I think I've been saying Milos.
Okay. Well, it's Milos.
Everyone says Milos. I respond to it.
Milos.
I'm not
What is
phased
that?
by it.
Ethnicity.
I don't really know. Like,
Really interesting.
I know there's some Croatian
Okay.
in my family.
Yeah, that sounds like
there
kinda
might be
Russian.
a little bit of Greek. I'm not sure, but
wait.
then like my mom's side of the family is very like German.
Okay, that makes sense. In Wisconsin, I feel like everybody who doesn't know what they are, they know they've got a little German in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of German in Wisconsin, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bill, any questions for me?
Oh, questions for you. How many times a week would you say you lose your phone, wallet, keys, or water bottle?
Well, I don't know where my water bottle is currently.
One of them is always in my car. When I dropped you at O'Hare the other day,
Yeah.
I'm driving away and I can hear this thing like rolling and smashing into the wall. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I look back and it's your water bottle.
Which color?
It's a coffee mug. It's a coffee mug.
Can I get that back?
Yeah, you need it back because you don't have enough coffee mugs.
Well, that's my favorite one.
Is it really?
It's my travel one.
Oh, all right. I'll bring it back.
Yeah, thank you.
But I've never met anyone in my life that loses their personal belongings more than you.
Really?
Except maybe your brother.
Okay.
You and John both have the same, I don't want to call it a disability, but like an unbelievable ability to get through life and constantly be leaving things behind.
We adapt. What would David Attenborough say about the species of the Barons?
Out of necessity, the Barons has adapted to leaving its wallet, keys, money, and identification behind, but is somehow able to still get to its destination.
I love the story that you called John one time
Mhm.
and you're like, He was at the airport to pick you up, and he was at Milwaukee, and you were waiting at O'Hare.
I was at O'Hare, yeah. And I called him, and the whole reason I woke up early that morning was to get home in time. And I said, I'm at O'Hare. And he called me, and he was like, hey, just want to make sure I'm at the right airport. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking he's at Midway or something. And I'm like, dude, I'm at O'Hare. He goes, oh,
I'll be right there, boss.
I'm like, where are you? He's like, I'm at Mitchell International. I was like, oh my God, John.
Did you take an Uber?
I took an Uber, and I was...
Man, how much was that Uber? Uber expensive.
I told John that he had to pay for it, and that I was a real jerk at that. There was a bad brother moment.
Well, it's when the two of you combined in one situation, that's how that happened.
Yeah. To be fair, I probably wasn't very clear at all.
What a lot of people don't realize, like outside of the Chicago, Milwaukee, Chicago and Milwaukee are really close to each other.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that. Like
90 miles.
You can get from Milwaukee to Chicago with no traffic in the same amount of time that you can get from like Worcester, Massachusetts to like Cape Cod. Like it's that close.
Yep.
Which is nice, convenient.
Very convenient.
Because like I dropped you guys at O'Hare the other day.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
No problem. It's nice to have that luxury of like, well, I can't get a flight out of Milwaukee. I'll just go down to O'Hare.
Yeah.
And I'll take some of my money that I was going to spend here in the state of Wisconsin, and I'll spend it in Illinois at the dispensary.
Is that why you gave us a ride down there?
No, I didn't stop at the dispensary. My plan was to go to the James Bond exhibit at the Science Museum in Chicago.
Did you do it?
I didn't do it.
Why not?
Because every time I go to O'Hare, it's O'Hare and Logan in Boston are competing for the worst signage at an airport.
Uh-huh.
So at O'Hare, it's like, okay, is it left or right? And they give you the sign with like no time to make a decision. So I was like stuck in O'Hare for about 20 minutes. I kept going around. I kept thinking. So after me being, you know how I get, like the only time you ever see me really mad is driving.
Oh, you get so pissed.
And I was so mad. I'm in there, like, I talk to myself. I'm like, no, this is great. This is great. No. Don't put the sign where I can read it and then make a decision in time. Put the sign right there so that at the last second, and then people who do know what they're doing are like riding your ass because they like see that you're hesitating and they're like, oh, fuck this guy. This guy doesn't know shit. And I finally got out of O'Hare and I'm like, I'm not going to the fucking Science Museum. So I'm going back to Milwaukee and I'll watch a James Bond movie.
Which one did you watch?
What is Goldfinger. I watched Goldfinger.
Classic.
One of the best.
Yeah.
But I do want to go to that exhibit because I am a huge James Bond fan. Huge.
Well, we'll have to do that. We're in Chicago next week doing shows. Come on down.
Because the exhibit is there through the spring.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you. Oh shit! I just had something really good. What's up with the traffic in Boston?
The traffic in Boston has always been bad. It's always been bad because Boston is an old city. It's ancient by American standards. And so it's been adapted over the years to accommodate automobiles and tons of people. Whereas like, say Milwaukee is a newer city by comparison, Milwaukee was probably built in the 1800s mostly. And so they thought about things like laying things out in a grid, wider roads. Then the automobile came and they were still building the city and they thought about that. Boston, it was like, we got to convert this cow path into so Boston is just a nightmare. You can be on one street in Boston and that same street name continues like over on the other side of Boston or whatever. And if you miss an exit in Boston, it can cost you an hour.
You should do a sketch called Guy Who Invented Boston Roads.
Well, that guy would be the devil. That would be a sketch about Satan.
So it'd be Satan with a Boston accent. So what would that look like?
Well, let me say this. You heard of the Big Dig?
Yeah.
The Big Dig was a thing that was supposed to change the flow of Boston traffic. It was supposed to make Boston look better. And it went famously over budget and over time, like unbelievably. And they finished it and Boston looked better and the traffic was okay. And Boston just continues to grow the population, and nothing gets fixed in terms of the roads. So you're just constantly getting more people, more traffic, and something's got to give in Boston, because I used to have this weekly gig in Boston where I would go from Natick, Massachusetts, which is about 12 to 14 miles from where I was going in Boston. I would leave at 3 p.m. to go 12 miles for a 5 o'clock gig. And a lot of times I'd be getting there at 5 o'clock and apologizing that I'm just setting up.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that was like almost every week.
Wow.
So eventually it wears on you. Like, a lot of people wonder about the attitude in Boston. It's got a lot to do with just the impossibility of getting around. It just starts to wear on you. Like, you just get really aggravated.
I think you got to do it as a sketch where you got a Boston accent and you're dressed as the devil.
Yeah. And at one point they were talking about having Amazon or some big employer was going to move to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this big thing. And there were people for it and against it. And I'm going, where are we going to put them? You're going to bring a huge company in, and how are they going to get to work? How are we going to get to work? Like, you just can't have any more people there in Boston.
Yeah.
So something's got to give. I mean, a lot of people have given up on driving. If you live in the city, you can take public transportation and it's relatively reliable. Like, the T gets a lot of shit, but it's relatively reliable. It's really antiquated and should have been rebuilt years ago, but we don't do that in our country. We let infrastructure get to a point where it's not just failing, but already failed.
Yeah, like falls into a river. And then we're like, yeah, maybe we should fix the bridges.
But the idea of like living in suburbia in Boston and commuting into Boston for work is not doable.
You might as well fly.
It can't be done. You would never see your family.
Last question. What makes you say cripes aside for Boston traffic?
Probably when I look at my checking account. Every time I have a birthday, I'm like, cripes. Do you feel 38?
I'm 37. So no.
Sorry. I just don't feel 38.
How old do you feel?
I think I just have arrested development. I think that's a real thing. And I think I have a little bit of like a delusion about my age.
I didn't even realize that that's what arrested development meant until this moment.
I think so. No, I feel a lot younger than I am. Like, I'm a pretty immature person.
Physically, do you feel 38?
Yeah, physically I do.
Okay, but mentally, emotionally, you would be...
I just, every time I realize how old I am, I'm like, what happened to my 20s? Let alone my 30s are almost over, but...
Well, that's a really uplifting place to leave this conversation, Bill.
Yeah. And I do want to say to the female listeners out there, I am available.
Oh, yes. We got to set Billy up.
Yeah.
Billy Deuce, ladies and gentlemen. Let's build your...
my eggs are drying up here, man.
We have like a minute left. Okay. So give us your Tinder profile.
Okay.
Or Hinge, because I know you're looking... Do you want kids?
I would like to have a kid. Okay. I would like to procreate and have a child in this world who suffers from mental illness, like me.
Okay. Good.
I don't think the world needs a Billy Deuce Jr., but I just want to be able to say I procreated.
Well, okay.
Because that's what this is all about. I guess.
Spreading the seed.
I mean, life, we complicate it, but all it's about is eating, breathing, drinking water, and making more people. Mm-hmm. And I haven't done the last thing. I don't drink a lot of water either, but I have not made another person. So
okay, well, we need a whole new generation. The world does need another Billy Deuce because there's so many people just leaving the pick and save right now, not getting asked if they have STDs.
Right.
So we really need that in our society today. Okay, so you want kids. How tall are you?
I used to be 6'2".
Okay.
Then I got fat and the gravity started pulling me to the ground. So I'm a little under 6'2".
Okay. Bill, let me help you here. How about I'm 6'2"?
Okay, I'm 6'2".
Nice. All right, great. And what are your interests?
I like movies, television, history. Did I say music? Music.
Yeah, I said.
And I like having sexual intercourse.
Good.
So I'd be up for that.
Cool.
And that's kind of one of the primary motivators behind it.
Is procreation?
Yeah, procreation.
Mhm.
Yeah, but also, just fornication.
Okay.
So I'm out there. I'm single. I like women. Looking for someone around my age.
Nice.
I don't want to go too young. Maybe over 30 would be good.
Okay.
I'm not too picky.
Fun fact about you.
Fun fact about me.
How many VHS are in your collection?
Oh, if you like VHS, I have lots of VHS.
Come on, give us a number.
About 1,000 tapes.
Wow.
We can pull an image up. I'll put an image up. A couple of little things I like to warn women about.
Uh-huh.
You will be picked up in a black 2019 Dodge Caravan.
It's a beautiful car.
For our date.
My coffee cup's in the back of it.
You can see Charlie's coffee cup. You can sit up front. You can sit in the back if that's more comfortable for you. But it's full stow and go. Ooh. So all the seats fold down.
Damn.
So you know that we can
play chess in the back.
I can help you move. And then we'll see how things go.
Billy Deuce, ladies and gentlemen, he is single. He is ready to mingle. You can hit him up at Billy Deuce 86.
Billy Deuce and Billy Deuce 86 are my handles. I don't know which are which, but yeah, if you go Billy Deuce, DEUCE, you'll probably find me.
Slip into his DMs.
Slip into the DMs, and we'll see what happens. This could really be something special.
I think so, Billy. Thank you, Bill, and thank you all for listening to this episode of the Cripescast. Thanks to Hannah Milos for producing and editing, Colleen Maraca for producing. Everybody, keep her moving, and we'll see you next week.
Legalize it.
So roll out the barrel and get the band brewing. Life's got you down, just keep her moving. It's on Wisconsin, the Badgers say it's the old Wisconsin Jubilee.
You know, sometimes when you're ice fishing, you put your foot in the walleye hole and go ass over tea kettle and you think you're done. No, you gotta keep her moving.